Brothers and sisters, generals, family, welcome to another Hip Hop Heavy Hitters, Part 15. And you know what? Fish don't fry in the kitchen, beans don't burn on the grill. It took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Woo! And now we up in the big leagues, and dirty our time to bat. As long as we living, the St. LUNATICS player, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, batter up. Yeah, I know I messed up the verse. It's ain't nothing wrong with it's long as we living, LUNATICS player, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, batter up. That's a dope ass song. But welcome to a Hip Hop Heavy Hitters Part 14 and seeing the gift in each other. That's gonna be the topic today. And as you can see on the banner and or thumbnail, I got the St. LUNATICS on the thumbnail, you know, and I've always liked Nelly, one of my favorite artists, and the other artists, and I'm gonna kind of speak on each one of them individually. And 14 hip hop heavy hitters, part 14 was Field Mob. That was fun. That was a fun tribute, because I like giving tributes to artists. I love artists, hip hop, as many know that listen to this channel, you know. So welcome to another edition of EBX discussion and or hip hop heavy hitters part 15. And we're gonna talk about St. LUNATICS and the fun they brought to hip hop and the different style and how dynamic that, you know, brother EBX thought they were. And Nelly also has a funny side, as something my son Lord Lamont and I talked about. He has a very funny side too. And salute to him and Ashanti, which I think they're great. They look great together. I call them the power couple. And may they great divine just be in their life, their family, and keep them prospering, as well as all of our families, children, you know, ourselves, and appreciating the joys of life, what I just spoke on yesterday, actually. Let nothing take our joy, brothers and sisters. Nothing. I spoke on that recently, where I had Michael Jackson on the banner, and I just felt that power from him. You know, may he rest in peace and in power, as well as those in our family that we held dear, but their spirit will live on through us. But let's speak on St. LUNATICS and how fun they were. And I really enjoyed them as a group, you know, because I don't like to say Nelly and the St. LUNATICS. No, it was the St. LUNATICS. They all were a team, you know, and it's amazing, you know, the empire, melanated brothers and sisters, but we kind of speaking on the St. LUNATICS brothers. Well, I think they had female artists too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think they were a fun group, dynamic. I like all the artists, all of them. And of course, I'm gonna read a little, you know, we're gonna connect with St. LUNATICS, Nelly, and the other artists. I'm gonna name their names and, you know, kind of see how they were formed, and just walk with me, my generals, those who listen, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. And as those know, as my son Lord Lamont, we love music, and I'll have other genres of music one will speak on. You know, I know I'm always speaking on hip hop, but I kind of study other genres of music too. You know, as I said, I reiterate, I love jazz. That's my favorite. I listen to that every day. Jazz, reggae, African, Rastafarian, neo soul, classical music, because I love the instruments in classical music. You know, it's a lot. You know, I'm just naming a few, and I've named these genres before. I love all kinds, but hip hop, and it's a great expression, and that's why I give tributes to artists and try to understand overstand and understand them, whether male or female, brother or sister. So thank those for coming in to another hip hop heavy hitters. And let's see the gift or gifts in each other, not just music, any gift, and grow on it. Some I used to love to say, and I'm always bringing up phrases I've said, maybe current or in the past. It's always something that one brother has that another brother may not have, and that's whatever that is. Same thing for a male, for a female, or a sister. It's always something one sister has that another one don't. Everybody has some type of, if we're tuned in to oneself, there's always a gift or a skill that somebody has, and it's good. It could be speaking, music. You might be good with children, or good with, regulating through this so-called matrix, but let's get back to the Saint Lunatics and speak on Nelly a little bit and the other artists, as I said, and Sherman Hemsley that's on the banner here. We're gonna get into that. I thought, because if many of us have seen this video, it's very fun to watch. That's what I like about Nelly's and the Saint Lunatics, all of them. Their videos were fun to see the different colors they wear. It's just colorful, dynamic, brought fun, to hip hop, And I love that when they're in the beginning stages of the group, it just were fun, but I'm sure they all doing their own thing now. But I didn't really do any current research on a lot of the artists, but I'm sure they're doing their thing, because hip hop is a part of us as a black culture. We'll always do hip hop, even when we're up in age, whether male or female. It'll always be a part of us, because it's more. It turns in, because when we learn more about it and become more educated, it's more than music. It's a way of life. It's a part of us. Like that divine spirit. It's wonderful to have that too. But don't forget to have fun, brothers and sisters. Don't let this life or this world make us where we'll become too deep. Learn to enjoy ourselves. Good for our immune system. All right, now let's speak on Saint Lunatics. Let me see. Let's speak on the Saint Lunatics. I just got a text. It's been in my spirit to reach out to people, and I've been getting texts and calls, and it's good though. Communication, right? Righteous ripple effect. All right. Let's read a little bit about Saint Lunatics. You might hear some background interference outside, so excuse the noise you may hear, because I think they're working on doing some construction down the street. So you have to excuse the noise you may hear. But let's go. Saint Lunatics were an American hip hop group formed in St. Louis, of course, Missouri, in 1993. That's back when around when Lord Lamont was born. All right. The group consisted of childhood friends Nelly, Ali, Murphy Lee, and excuse me if I don't say this brother name right. It's very unique. K-Jawan, K-Y-J-U-A-N. K-Jawan, City, Spud, and Slow Down. Okay, I think those were names of artists, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, St. Louis, Missouri, United States, of course. Hip hop, years active. 1993 to 2010. I guess as a group, they were active. But don't quote me, because I don't like giving misinformation. But from what I'm seeing, it's a years active, 1993 2010. I'm guessing as a group they were active, but I'm sure they're all doing their own thing. All right, labels, Dirty Universal. I like that. That's dope. MC spinoffs, Ali and Gip. And I like Gip. Gip is cool. I love Gip. And matter of fact, salute to all the artists and everyone in that video, Grills. That was another colorful and fun video to watch. And that beat was off the chain, just like Batter Up. That beat, that was a dope ass beat. Don't batter up. Dope ass. I was just listening to that yesterday, and I was like, wow, it just sent chills to my body when I hear certain songs, because I love hip hop. I hear a song I ain't heard in a while, like, man, I forgot about that song. That's dope. So salute to Ali and Gip, because I thought they were so dope. Again, all the artists that I just read and that was in, I think those other artists, K Juan. Forgive me if I'm not saying his name right. K Juan and Slow Down. I think they were in that Grills video too, but don't quote me. And Paul Wall, I even like Paul Wall in there. It just looked like they had fun. Even Jermaine Dupri, I'm just talking about the art and them expressing themselves on the video. I just thought it was fun to watch. You know, it was colorful, fun, you know, and everybody in there, you know, the sisters, everyone that was involved in that song and video. Salute. It was fun to watch. And Nelly did his thing, you know, and, you know, it's like the blue. Then he had on that blue shirt. It's like that color blue. I don't know. It's like it was just so colorful. Everybody had different colors. I love the colors in that video. That's what stood out. And Get, when he was sitting in that chair, you know, eyesight blurry. He said, "Can't you see my mouth, jury?" It just was so fucking cool. And then you got Ali. Like we didn't see. What did he say? Something like Hillary Rodham, and you know, I can't remember all his verses, but it was dope. And I love the different going to different artists. I love the different collaborations, like you know, you have one artist say maybe a line or two, and then it'll go to another artist, he'll say a line or two, then go to another one. I love the switch offs. I call them switch offs because I did that with my my cousin Lawyer Lyrical, rest in peace and in power. Me, her, and two other artists. It's like that, you know, like switch off verses where you like tag team, you know, like one person do a line, another person do a line. That's dope. I love that. And that's what I seen in the Grills video. I like how they traded verses, you know, shared, you know, each other. Everybody had a verse. I love that. That's dope. Cause that takes work, you know. Making a song takes work. You know, it ain't just something you just get up and just throw together. It takes parts. Like my son said on that song he did called Young Lord, Young Mogul. He did it in sections. You know, he did one part, stop, go back, stop. Cause if you want a real good song, and you know, whatever genre that is, it takes time. You know, it takes studying it. You know, not just throwing it out there. If you want it to sound good and people to like it, you know, and maybe have fun with it, depending on what kind of song it is. You know, as I say, you hear me say many times, music is like emotion. So salute to Ali, City Spud, Cage One, if I said his name right, Slow Down, Murphy Lee, Nelly, of course. If I didn't say Ali already, and Gip. Yeah, Gip. I think Dip is cool as hell. It's cool, excuse me for cussing, but cool as, we ain't gonna say hell because hell ain't cold. That's something we need to stop saying. Cool as Alaska, cool as a fan. Gip, and they all were. Murphy Lee, I love Murphy Lee. And I don't need no hook on this beat. Shit, Murphy Lee threw down in that, which was another colorful video. That's what I like about, I've always said, in the St. Lunatics, Nelly, all of them in their certain way are dynamic and very unique. But one thing I noticed about St. Lunatics music and Nelly's music is fun. All their music was always fun. Because I remember hearing a lot of their music in the clubs. And most of the time it's fun. It wasn't nothing that gave you that energy of mean mugging and want to fight and all that. It wasn't that type of energy. It was that fun. Because even Nelly said it in the interview. He was a club rapper. And a lot of his music was fun. It made you want to dance. So I appreciate music like that, because we need all kinds when it comes to hip hop. You know, whether it's having fun or whether it's talking about something deep, something in the world, exposing something. We need all that. But just don't forget to have fun. You know, don't let the toxicity and evil entities around us that's trying to mess up hip hop take away our joy and our fun and our reason for doing hip hop. As I said, Bob Marley said, a verbal newspaper expression for the black community, you know, that you won't see in newspapers, news, etc., etc. And it's fun, you know. I love creating, and remember, this is whatever get, but music is so beautiful, creating it and seeing what you made, and man, it's just amazing, you know, where creativity can take us. And speaking of creativity, the beat you hear now in the intro, in my mojo, as I like to call it, is actually a song, and that's the name of it, Creativity. And I'll put that in the end screen. And I want to keep going. Let's speak on some more about the great artists in the wonderful group St. Lunatics. Let's keep going. All right. First, let's see, their first single, Give Me What You Got, gained popularity in 1996. In 1996. In 2000, the group signed with Universal Records. Their debut album, Free City, was released after Nelly's solo breakthrough, achieving platinum status in the U.S. Members of St. St. Lunatics pursued solo careers. Like I said, they're all probably doing their same thing. And salute to them too, because I don't want, they're a team. That's how I look at them. I look at them as a group. They started out as a group, so that's how I'm gonna look at them. But that's how life is. We all branch out and kind of do our own thing, but stay connected. And I know they had some. I think I did hear maybe a couple of interviews where there were just discrepancies or disagreements, but I think it was more misunderstandings than a disagreement. But I didn't research that. I try to stay away from the beefing and the negative. I try to remember the good things about groups, and I spoke on hip hop groups in the past, R&B groups too. All right, let's start over. Their first single, Give Me What You Got, gained popularity in 1996. In 2000, the group signed with Universal Records. Their debut album, Free City, was released after Nelly's solo breakthrough, achieving platinum status in the U.S. Members of the St. Lunatics pursued solo careers, and Nelly opened a music production school. Oh, that's dope. I didn't know he did that. See, this is why I like connecting to artists. And anticipated album in 2009. Production school and album in 2009. City Free was never released. City Spud served a prison term. Oh, that was an artist. I didn't know that. For a robbery related crime, and later performed with Nelly at the 2023 Grammy Awards. That's dope. All right. I hope that brother, bounced back from that. I've been locked up. I've been to jail before. My son, Lord Lamont, we were just speaking on that. That book we was talking about by Metaphysics, Neurons, a book he read was in jail. I talked about how sometimes a book can find us. We don't find the book, and I related it to that movie, The Hurricane, that Denzel played, which was a fabulous movie. I love that movie. Phenomenal. Yeah, but that was some take, and just connecting with the artists, and they did some great things. And something else, salute to Ali, Gip, City Spud, K-Juan, if I'm saying his name right, please forgive me. Slow Down, and let me see, I think that was it. I think that was everybody that was in that video, Grills, which was dope. Yep, again, Paul Wall too. I even like Paul Wall. I liked his style. And I liked how everybody was clapping in there, and how it's clapping, and they rub their hand and they clap. I mean, if you've seen the movie, not the movie, but the video Grills, it was just dope. Whoever choreographed it, they did a good job. It was just dope. Man, Gifts is amazing. Music is amazing, real talk, especially when we appreciate it. All right, and I wanted to read a little bit on Nelly. Okay, I think this is something that's been in the media before, and I kind of spoke on this before, but let's go. Nelly, salute to Nelly and Ashanti and their children and their family. Again, may that great divine be in their life. Keep them prosper, all right? Power couple. And again, we got a lot of power couples out here, and I'm not just talking about celebs either. It's those in our circle that are power couples, whether married or a strong relationship. Let's go. All right, let's see. The artist Nelly has quietly sent 2 students to college on scholarships every year for the past 10 years. That's dope. I just thought I'd read that. So salute. And he don't talk about it or nothing. I'm telling you, as I said, that secret connection to that great divine spirit or spirit world is doing divine things when no one knows. That's that secret connection. And that's when things will come back, when we're not looking for it, when we're just doing us and just doing what we're supposed to do as brothers and sisters. All right. Now, let's see. Now we're going to get to this hip hop break. I always do a hip hop break. And I want to go through some songs that St. Lunatics made. And it's a lot of them. I'm going to run through them when I come back. And I want to speak on my banner here, Sherman Hensley. And seeing the gift or gifts in each other. It's beautiful when we can do that, And I'm talking about righteous brothers, family, We know a lot of us are at that level of awareness. We don't know now. We'll never know, So better learn something. It's all this technology, all these things out here. We are out of. I was gonna say we running out of excuses we are out of excuses. There is no more excuses unless there's, again, something that we can't control, a mental thing or medical issues, things like that. I can understand or overstand or understand. But if we're a healthy human being, brother, sister, we have no excuses. Real talk. So, and again, it's not by being this deeply powerful spiritual person. It's just being an upright human being right off the bat. What I always say, that righteous spiritual, it will come. Good things will still come, So, because that's what that great divine feeds off of, and Mother Nature, positive energy, that universe. That's what keeps everything in alignment, keeps everything moving and grooving, and also keeps us ready and standing like a general for obstacles or challenges. When we stay in an aware space, we don't live in a state of worry because we know there will be challenges. But if we're not in toxic circles or doing toxic things, we have no worry. There are no challenges, not the ones that we don't create them ourselves. A righteous brother and sister, we don't create them ourselves. So therefore, there will either be no challenges or less. But a lot of challenges that righteous brothers and sisters come into, most of them are from the outside, But of course, if you're toxic within, of course you're going to have a chaotic life. Duh. So hey, to each is his own. But I would rather struggle righteously than hurt oneself and hurt anyone else. Because again, that's why we do reflection, deep prayer, or meditation. Because what I always say, we're all going to get old one day. Real talk. That's what I didn't mean to rhyme now. I told you I'll be rhyming. It's in one soul, That's what that divine passion does. And it's just not me and many of us, family members, brother and sister. A lot of us have great gifts, but only we know what that gift is. But let's let it be righteous. It better be, So, all right, I want to get to this hip hop break. And I also got some sisters I want to speak on that were kind of fun and dynamic and deep, So it may be some sisters I spoke on before, but this is kind of an extraordinary list. I was going to make a list of people I think that are extraordinary. And that's not just celebs. I'm talking about in our families, just regular people, not regular, but, just people we connected to, that are extraordinary. It ain't always got to be about being in the spotlight or this popular. We'd be surprised a person that has that extraordinary divine abilities, So, but we in them righteous circles, we'll know who the generals are, So, and it's good for our mind, body, and soul. See, hear, and feel. And then what I always say, that wonderful, wonderful psyche. Yep. So let's get to this hip hop break because I want to get back to I'm gonna get back to the St. Lunatics and read the list of songs that they had. Let's see. I gotta gotta mess with the computer. Let me see. All right. The first song is going to be That's the Deal. And then the next one is going to be Get Your Dance On, which you see Sherman Hemsley and Nelly doing on the banner here. I love that part. That's my favorite scene. Well, I mean, it's a lot of scenes in the video I like, but that's one of my favorite. Because we know how, Sherman Hemsley, how funny he can be and how he used to dance. Remember that walk he had when they show him on the beginning of the Jeffersons, like walking in that building? That walk is iconic. You know what I'm saying? That's an iconic walk. That's how Richard Pryor used to walk too. And remember that movie Richard Pryor made, Rest in Peace and Empire. Richard Pryor made let me see, which one? Which Way Is Up? Remember how that's how he was walking at the end of the movie, which was enlightening movie. If we remember that movie, Which Way Is Up with Richard Pryor, it was a little truth in there about the weakest that be, how they'll take advantage of you and use you. And I don't say powers that be. I say weakest that be. I don't give them that energy. And they're not supreme. I know what it is, the white supremacy and all that shit, but they're not fucking supreme. So I'm not giving them that energy. Though it's only one supreme being, and we know what that is. Great, great, divine. So, words have energy, and I don't like, it's like we're giving them, they're not supreme. They're not superior, so I'm not going to give them that energy. And they're the weakest that be. Why you think they so hard on melanated brothers and sisters? Duh, but that's my perspective on that. So Words have energy, so stop giving them that energy. My advice. All right. So, cause being real, that's the deal. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. Trying to be as real as possible. To the pit of that soul. So, all right, be back after this, and we're gonna go through some songs, some Saint Lunatics. Fish don't fry in the kitchen and beans don't burn on the grill. All right, cause that's the deal. Keeping it real. All right, y'all know I love rhyming. All right, generals, be back after this. Gee, it's for my family, generals, myself. I gotta stay strong, brothers and sisters. Gotta keep it real, and that's the fucking deal. Try my best to keep it real, and that's the fucking deal. Try my best to keep it real. In divine, do this kind of stuff all the time. Try my best to keep it real. Yeah. And that's the fucking deal. Rhyme, man, yeah, all the time. Dip with the divine, yeah, get the stuff out my soul. Man, up out my mind. Look, doing this, no, I never quit. Yeah, in this life, never having a fit. Yeah, my words on this mic, yeah, try to make it so crisp. Yeah, be real and hard, that way we can make it far. Yeah, I be strong in this life and know, yeah, who we are. Yeah, making these words up off my head. That divine is what I'm led. Keep doing this when I transition, cause I'm not dead and I don't die and I don't lie. And in this life and I always try, I ain't never low. Man, I stay up high, yeah, in the brain, stay in my lane. I never go, yeah, insane. We got to do this, yeah, family, brothers, sisters, man. Try my best to keep it real, yeah, and that's the fucking deal. Try my best to keep it real, brothers and sisters, that's the fucking deal. Try my best to keep it real. Let go, let go, let go. And that's the fucking deal. Yeah. Do my best to keep it real. And that's the fucking deal. Trying to keep it real. That's the fucking deal. Brothers and sisters. Still here, I'm still around like I always say. I'm thanking my God, man, that we here and he here. Making it sound, positive things all in my bones. Yeah, how man, I stay strong, protect, yeah, my brothers, sisters, family, and my home. Never stop, I love the bottom, say at the top. I love this here hip-hop, yeah, on this mic, try to do it right with this insight. I thank the God for being in me. I will make it, yeah, in these streets, contest, yeah, with these words, making sure that we stay free, we stay free, we stay free. Try to keep it real, and that's the fucking deal. Yeah. Try my best to keep it real, and that's the fucking deal. Let go. Try my best to keep it real. But on this rhyme through all this time, yeah, on the dime. Yeah, I love doing this. It's a good gift and I never quit. Never be stressed out in this life. Yeah, man, so quick. Keep it real, and that's the fucking deal. Try my best to keep it real, and that's the fucking deal. Brothers and sisters, salute. Try my best to keep it real, and that's the fucking deal. Real talk, man. Let's try our best. Keep it real. Real talk. It's just, man, works out better in the end. That's why I say I would rather suffer righteously. It's worth the fight. That's how we build. That's how we become warriors in this life, and we could see things too. We develop clarity and we don't not taken back by everything, which takes practice, experiences, but, keep cultivating it. Again, we got a hinkling of righteous in our soul, in our heart, everything else will come, because that's how gravity works. But as I say, don't let ourselves become too deep. Learn how to have fun too, like that conversation I had with my Uncle Terry yesterday. He called during the podcast. That was wonderful, and I was speaking on joy, and that was a part of it. So that's amazing, and divine things like that happen all the time when we're in a place of being right. and keeping our eye on that righteous sparrow, right? But get our dance on sometimes. You know, I do it at work. I just start break out dancing for nothing. I don't care who looking, you know. And because I would never let person, place, thing, social media, this world make us where we're zombies or robots. You know, learn to have fun. Dance, just do something goofy for no reason. You know, we're a human. We are not robots. So every now and then, get our dance on, brothers and sisters. Be back after this. And family. Brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on. Brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on. Brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Yeah, ain't no such thing is no ground. We gotta have some fun. Yeah, sometimes just stick with that divine. We living in the world of creative design. Yeah, keep on moving through this how I never lose. And I got things make us never confused. Yeah, and never ever be no fool. But in this life, you know we never run. But looking up and straight to the sun. I said thankful for my daughter and my sons. But never ever forget to have fun. Get your dance on, brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on. Brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Get your dance on. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Yeah, can't always be deep, but making sure that we see we agree, man, to disagree, and keep on going in these streets. Yeah, making sure that we free. Ain't no devil ever gonna stop the E. No, stay here on this is song, doing things, yeah, to make us strong. Yeah, but we got to have fun. Yeah, and looking up to the sun, like I said on the last verse. Yeah, little dancing, man, it ain't gonna hurt. And get your dance on, brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Gotta have fun sometimes. Get your dance on. Brothers and sisters. Get your dance on. Yeah. Real talk. Get your dance on, brothers and sisters. Yeah. I had to play something that related to, you know, kind of the banner, you know, every now and then. You just gotta have fun sometimes, you know, just for no reason. You see how like that conversation, like I said, my uncle and I had yesterday, and you see, he just joked. He just naturally like that. You see how he was acting like he didn't care about being on a microphone. That's what I like about my uncle. He just him, and he always been like that, you know. So, you know, have fun sometimes and connect with our families when we can, you know. Stay away from distractions, and man, keep our soul as whole as possible, you know, as pure as possible if we can. But again, easier said than done. But do things we love. Always have something positive to do or look forward to. Like doing things like this. This is a form of therapy, in my opinion. I've always said that. I look at this as therapy, but it's good to reach other people too, you know, and share gifts and experiences and perspectives. If it's coming from a righteous space, a good heart, it's wonderful. You know, righteous ripple effect. All right, let's get back to the Saint Lunatics. Salute to the brothers and everybody. It had something to do with the Saint Lunatics and how they became a group, and they were very colorful, dynamic, fun. You know, as I said, I used to hear their songs in the club all the time. You know, every time I always wanted to get on the floor and dance when I heard their songs. I love music. I always respect music that make you feel good and want to dance and have fun. Not no song that make you want to tear the club up. It was actually a song called "Tear the Club Up." Tear the club. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? So we got to do away with that kind of music. That shit is old. Real talk. Negative energy all day. Now we can have real music, deep music, you know, maybe some aggression, but not where it's causing, because not everybody takes music the same way. Some people hear it and it make them act a damn fool. You know, like the song say, "Tear the club." I mean, nah. We have fun, but you know, club days is pretty much over. Nobody really does clubs anymore. At least I don't. I'm too old for clubs anyway. Real talk. But I always remember the good times that I did have when I went to clubs, because there were those nights where it was just everything was just in alignment. Have fun, no fights, you know. And I think that era that Saint Lunatics was out right around just that little era, however long it was, just that little moment in time right there is where people had fun, in the mix of the gangster rap and all that shit. But that little era, St. Lunatics was needed. You know what I mean? A fun group. So those songs were played a lot in the club. So St. Lunatics stopped a lot of fights, in my perspective, real talk, because a lot of music was dancing music, fun music, like Nelly said, he was a club rapper. So, all right, so let's read some of the songs, or a lot of the songs that St. Lunatic made. It's a lot of them. St. Lunatic, salute, St. Louis. I've been to St. Louis before. I actually had a ball when you know what? Matter of fact, that club that's in St. Louis, I've been at that club, because if I'm not mistaken, before St. Lunatics blew up, it's this club they used to perform at. I went to that club. Yep, it was my wife and I and her friend, and I think that was it. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been somebody else. No, it was just her. It was just us. Yep, it was because that's when I was married. It was my wife and I and her friend, and we went to that club that they used to perform at. So I remember that, and that's when I think they had a single. It was called "Breathe In, Breathe Out." That was like the popular song in that neighborhood in St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So I remember, I think they first performed that song was at that club, but don't quote me on that though. But I do remember that I went to that club that Nelly and them. I'm talking about in the beginning stages of the St. Lunatics, where they used to perform before they got the record deals and all that. They was kind of local, So I remember that club. So it's just amazing how sometimes we can connect to one another and ain't never seen each other, don't even know each other. That's beautiful, especially as melanated brothers and sisters and family. All right, I don't know, which is somehow, some way we have that connection. If we're not lost in division and all that kind of stuff that we all talk about, and just see the gifts in each other. All right, and I'm not just talking about music, okay? But music is a wonderful expression. It really is. All right, let's go. The first song on St. Lunatic list. Midwest Swing, I remember that. Free City, and I'm gonna read what's under it too. Midwest Swing, Free City, 2001. Summer in the City, the original Kings of Comedy. Maybe that was I don't know what it means, what it has under it, but I'm gonna read it anyway. That might have been a soundtrack or something for the Kings of Comedy. But anyway, Summer in the City. These are songs, okay? Let Me In Now. Let Me In Now. This is the title of this song. Let Me In Now. Free City, 2001. STL, Free City, 2001. This Is the Life. Free City, 2001. Show them what they want. Show them what they want. Free City, 2001. Jangalang. Okay. Ain't that what Bernie Mac name was in that movie Life? Okay, I ain't gonna read what's under it. That's too much. Okay, let's just go through the songs. This is the Life. Show them what they want. Okay, Jangalang. Boom da Boom. Okay. Jangalang. That was Bernie Mac name in that movie Life. Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, all those other stars. All right. My Baby Daddy Skit. Okay, part 4. These are still songs. Groovin' Tonight. Just For You. Love You So. Scandalous. Real NIGGAS. AZ. Y'all know what that says. All right. Give Me What You Got. Give me what you got. Okay. It look like it has 3 of them. Okay, Give Me What You Got. That's another song. Okay. Money Talks. Who's the Boss? Breathe In, Breathe Out, which that song I was talking about. That was, if I'm not mistaken, one of their first singles, I think, but don't quote me. And Real NIGGAS, AZ. Okay. Time. Rap. Sumden, SUMDEN. WRAP. Rap. Sumden. Okay. IC. All right. Tonight. MBD Skit. Part 4. All right. Let's see. And then last 4 songs. Get Low to the Flow. Air Force Ones. I keep them stomping in my Air Force Ones. And Nelly's voice. Keep on stomping in my Air Force Ones. He just had that voice, man. That something about his voice. Very unique. Okay. Intro. Chapter 1. And the last but not least song, Platinum, I guess. It says Platinum. Yeah. And it's just, I like you hear the brothers say, I get to stomping in my Air Force One. Then in the background you got Nelly, get to stomping in my Air Force One. He just got that voice. Yeah, it was just, he just brought a different, my son and I talked about this, as well as all the artists in that group. They all had that southern style, that swang, it's just dope. The way and the tone of Nelly's voice, it just really adds something to a song, and like Grills, when he did kind of like the echo part of the hook, it's just dope, so the whole group salute to St. Lunatics, because this is a tribute to those brothers. And yep, okay, I gotta get back, hold on, because I want to speak on Sherman Hemsley, my bad. Yep, salute to Sherman Hemsley. I haven't done any current research on Sherman Hemsley, and I know he might have had some battles with the industry and all that, but I'm not gonna get into that. I just want to read, because I thought it was dope, the him and Nelly, and a salute to the St. Lunatics, which is on the thumbnail. I love that scene when they was in the hallway, and salute to those brothers, and may that great divine be in their lives too. All the artists that were in that group, and they're all alive, if I'm not mistaken, and they're all still doing their thing. They're all pursuing solo careers, and I'm at the research and check them out. Murphy Lee, Ali, Gibb, and all those other names. I read one of the Cage One. I can't read his name right. The brother, City Spud, if I said his name right. All those brothers that I read, So and any artist that you don't hear on a tribute list, if I haven't spoke on them, here it'll be in the future or in the past. I've already got them on past tribute list. So again, thank those for coming to another Hip Hop Heavy Hitters Part 14, and see the gift in each other. It's important. It really is, and not division. Again, if somebody toxic or evil within, set them off to the side. Let life deal with them. All right, now let's get back to Sherman Hemsley, which was funny in this video, Batter Up. And I love that scene when he was dancing with Nelly. And that's you got the elder, you got the elder with the younger. That's another thing I thought was dope. We embrace the old with the new, and we'll say golden. We embrace the golden with the new. It's wonderful. We can learn a lot from our elders. That's why I always honor thy ancestors. Man, far and near, those who fought through tooth and nail to get many of us in that great divine space. That's what I got in my description. Male, female, brother, sister. That was a righteous general. I salute them. Man, I thank them. And now that's why a lot of us had that internal warrior. Real talk. All right, let's connect with brother Sherman Hemsley. Again, I don't know if I didn't look it up anything current on him. So, and I got some sisters that I want to speak on. Okay, Sherman Hemsley, best known for his role, as we all know, George Jefferson in the TV show The Jeffersons, appeared in the music video for the St. Lunatics 2001 single Batter Up. The song's hook notably interplates Moving On Up. The song, Moving On Up, theme song of the Jeffersons. Hemsley plays the role of a sports announcer in the video, and is also known dancing with members of St. Lunatics. This was a direct link with Hemsley being a prominent figure in the music video that incorporated elements of his iconic television show. Yeah, and that walk. Remember that walk? Like I said, that walk he had with the arm swinging behind his back, that's iconic. And I'll tell you, when I said Richard Pryor did the same walk in Which Way Is Up, but I tell you another iconic walk. And I forget, it was a comedian that spoke on this. I forget who it was. That walk Denzel did in Hurricane, when he was walking out of the prison and he had that, like, the hat on with the black t-shirt. That, we all know Denzel got the coolest walk in the world. Real talk. That was an iconic walk. And I tell you another iconic walk. I know I'm kind of getting off, but I'm just, the gifts, the swag that melanated people carry, man, without even trying, effortlessly. I'll tell you another iconic walk. Wesley Snipes, when he was walking in, I love Wesley Snipes because he play a hero. the movie Money Train, when he was going back to beat up those guys and messing. I forgot was it Woody? I forgot who the white dude that was, played his like his kind of like adopted brother or something like that. Remember, he would protect them and all that stuff. But remember, Wesley went to the club and the kitchen was in the back. And remember, he was walking to the back to kick those dudes' butts. And remember how he was walking? He was like pimping as he was walking. Then he whooped them dudes' ass. That walk was so damn cool. Like I said, iconic. That was an iconic walk. And it's a lot of us, brothers and sisters, that just, man, we just Divine just gave us that swag like that. We can just melanated gifts. We just do things effortlessly, whatever it is. And when we're passionate about something and we like it, we're gonna do it to the fullest. But it's just unfortunate. Some are tapped in, some are not. But we got a lot of great warriors and generals out here, in our families, brothers and sisters in the world, online, whether they just got a divine gift or a gift of music, So be thankful for good artists too. They really do give an impact to our lives, music, and play some kind of role. Like I said, St. Lunatics, they were fun. They had fun music, And, music is like emotion. We, especially when we're young, as I've mentioned before, when we're a young artist, we rap about what we know in the moment. But again, as we get older and a little wiser and more aware, the style of our music, our take on music changes, so I think about that, so, because I remember my son and I, Lord Lamont, we spoke on that. That's why I played that song he made, Young Lord, Young Mogul, because he went in, he was cussing and saying all kind of stuff. But that was like 3 or 4 years ago, when he was in a different frame of mind. But fast forward to now, because he been here, he moved up here. He been here about 6 years up in Milltown. He moved up here to Milltown, let me see, 2020, I think. He may have moved here to 2019, somewhere around there. I might be off on the math, and we hadn't seen each other. I hadn't seen him. We hadn't seen each other forever. So you got to remember, his state of mind was totally different then, but he's transforming so much different now. His mind is totally different than it was then. So that's why I brought the song back up, and we kind of dissected it, and we talked about the differences of regular aggression and righteous aggression, and channeling, not losing our aggression. Like I told him, just don't have a chip on your shoulder and just channel it and change it into something better, but don't lose the aggression. Because as we all know, as I always bring up about Malcolm X, all melanated brothers and sisters have been under conditioning, so we all have some kind of edge. We all have that in us, it's just in us. But a lot of us become wiser, and we learn how to regulate that edge. We don't let it consume us, take us over, and we use that aggression for the right things when it's needed. Subtle aggression or aggressive aggression. And we do the same in our music. It's the same thing. But again, I say it over and over. Please do not forget to have fun and see gifts or a gift in each other, because it's beautiful. As we hear 1,000 times, iron sharpens iron, especially when it comes to music. Even though amidst the disagreements and all that, reflect. I'm kind of speaking on my groups, my R&B groups and maybe hip hop groups. Reflect on the good things. What brought you together. Get away from the other shit, because a lot of times it has a lot to do with the industry. Sometimes the industry can draw a wedge in between groups. And a lot of times I think that's what makes groups kind of break down and have disagreements, So brothers and sisters that's in groups or been in groups, if you're alive and breathing. I'm speaking on hip hop groups or R&B groups. Just a message from EBXCARES. Think of the good times. Think of what brought you together, and maybe come back together for one last time, because life's too short to be dragging 40 and 50-year-old beefs up into old age. It's ridiculous, because stress kills. Stress is no joke, and it's a silent killer, depending on who we are, so stress ain't no joke. But we're going to talk about having fun. So let's get to some sisters I wanted to read, and I'm going to salute you hip-hop heads and generals, brothers and sisters, family. I'm going to salute you warriors on to your divine life. So let's get into some sisters that I thought were fun, dynamic. And there's some sisters I spoke on before. The first one is Miss Elliott. And we all know her videos and verses and how she rhymes is phenomenal. Always fun, full of life. Her music fills you with energy, makes you want to dance. And she dynamic with them lyrics. I've always liked Missy Elliott. And of course, that was Aaliyah, rest in peace and in power. That was her sister. I think Miss Elliott even had a shirt with Aaliyah's picture on the front of it in one of her videos, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll hear me bring up Aaliyah from time to time. And it's just so sad. Man, she has so much to offer, music and the world in general. And just a little side note, not to get too negative, but I seen that movie I don't like that she played in. It's a scary movie she played in. I forget what the name of it is, but I hated seeing her in that movie. I did not like that movie. I forget what it was, but we all know the movie I'm talking about. And the way it showed her, it's like it just robbed her of her innocence. I hate it. When I saw her in that movie, I was like, man, not another one. Real talk. That's what I spoke on this before. That was the first thing I felt in my spirit when I saw Aaliyah in that movie. And I saw her Queen of the, I don't even want to say it. Queen of the, y'all know what it is. Queen of the something. I don't even want to say it. I hated seeing her in that movie. I hated seeing her in that light because that was so not her. Real talk. She was bright. She was intelligent. Her personality. She was a fun person. She just had that aura that just lit up the room. And I ain't never even met her, never even been around her. I just picked that up from her. Industry ruined her. Real talk. And it makes me angry. It really does. So, but rest in peace and in power, Aaliyah, and any artist that was like her, male or female, that brought something good to music and the world. May they rest in peace and in power. But we all know her spirit will live on through us. All right. So salute to Missy Elliott for what she brought to music. Dynamic, of course, and beautiful. Real talk. And she went through some battles and some struggles in her life. She's still standing today. All right. Lauryn Hill. I had a little something that I wanted to, it's just a little small thing I wanted to read on Lauryn Hill. She was seen, I think in Africa, if I'm not mistaken. I got a little bit more to learn about Africa. So, but Lauryn Hill, salute. And she brought fun, and deepness and teaching to hip hop. But another person that lights up the room, just beautiful. Okay, Miss Lauryn Hill was seen and shown visiting the streets of, I might not say this right, Cotonou, Republic of Benin. Okay, I'm gonna spell that out. Cotonou. Then it says Republic of Benin. Benin. Then it shows a flag, red, yellow, and green. It got the green like on the back of it, yellow on top, red on the bottom. So salute. She over in Africa doing her thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I do think that's Africa, but don't quote me if I got that wrong, because I don't want to give him misinformation. Yeah, but salute to Lauryn Hill. And if I'm not mistaken, that was recent, and I think she might still be there. I'm not sure. So, and she got all the African attire. She got beads on and everything. I love Lauryn Hill. Man, she has held her ground. She held her ground and still holding her ground. Salute to Lauryn Hill, who is a true general. Real talk. She make some of these, I ain't trying to talk down on, I'm talking about toxic brothers and brothers that don't care about their awareness and narcissistic. Man, she make them look bad. Real talk. She couldn't be more of an example of a strong black female. Real talk. All right, salute to Lauryn Hill. She's been on many lists, but it's different categories. So, and I would put her in the unique. She can be fun and deep. Real talk. So yeah, see how I'm rhyming? I didn't mean to. So salute to the beautiful Lauryn Hill. And MC Lyte. MC Lyte is another one. She's been on past lists. I think she's another one that's deep and can be fun, and beautiful. So that she just popped up in one spirit. All right. And then we got Janet Jackson. And I like Janet Jackson, and my favorite song by her, as I mentioned before, is Time Flies. That song, funny is time flies by when we're having fun. That song, I thought that song was beautiful. And I thought in her song, she had a lot of dancing songs too that were fun. So, and great choreography in her music and videos. So iconic. She's another person that's iconic. So salute to Janet Jackson, one of the greatest artists of all time. You know, a product of Michael Jackson, rest in peace and in power, who I just was having as an inspiration on a banner and a thumbnail recently. Podcast I called, and I entitled it "Let Nothing Take Our Joy," and Mike was our inspiration, and I talked about how he had that inner warrior. So we can learn a lot from Mike, who was a true general. And he again, Mike didn't take no shit in real life. You know, those who knew him. All right. So salute to Janet Jackson. Next one is Tina Turner. I loved her energy, and her music was fun, and she was different and dynamic. She took her style to different heights, and Tina Turner looked good well up into her golden years. That's a woman that locked on to her spirit. You talking about somebody that been through a struggle, and we all know about Tina Turner and Ike and all that. We know about all that. So she definitely had that inner warrior. If anybody we can learn from is Tina Turner. That no matter what try to keep us down, that inner warrior, man, can't be denied or stopped. So, and I haven't done anything current. I don't know if she transitioned. I haven't. Let me know. Forgive me if I sound stupid for saying that, because I haven't, read or seen anything current on Tina Turner. But I don't know if she's alive or not. But if she's not alive, may she rest in peace and in power. But if she is alive, forgive me. So, because I haven't looked up anything, but salute to Tina Turner, real talk, who definitely was dynamic and extraordinary, and she brought a lot of fun and power to music, real talk. So salute to those sisters that I read, and any sister out there, especially the conscious ones that really are aware of themselves and appreciate their craft, whether it's music or not. I salute them, and brothers, same time. Not just music artists, but we're talking about music artists at the moment. And that was what it was in one spirit. And salute to St. Lunatics for the energy and the fun. And they brought music and being there. And I do think that they were extraordinary. All those artists that I read, Nelly, all of them, what they brought, the fun they brought to our lovely culture, where it can be lovely. And it is lovely. It's things that trying to make it look like it not, but it's, I love being black. I don't care what struggle one goes. I love it. I wouldn't want to be no other culture. Real talk. Nothing against no other culture, but I love being black. I love it. I'm glad that Great Divine made me black. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. I would go through all the struggles again. There might be some things I might change, but you gotta go. Like my son Lord Lamont said, you got to go through them struggles. We got to go through some kind of struggle just to kind of toughen us up. And that's how we develop clarity and creativity for music and experiences. We incorporate experiences through our music. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And, again, salute to Nelly and Ashanti for being an example and being funny, because they are funny. My son and I talked about that, how Nelly is funny and Ashanti is funny. And I love, and not just her, any couple, anyone. I love seeing people, brothers and sisters, family, having fun, laughing, because we got to hold on to that joy. We really do. Don't take one's joy for granted, or good music, So this has been another hip hop heavy hitters. And thank those for coming in. Again, current subscriber, new subscriber, our fellow spell breakers. Remember, Lord Lamont came up with that. And listen to some good music, any kind of music. But, if you're a hip-hop head like me, listen to some good hip-hop. Go listen to that song, Batter Up. Man, that song had me, don't, because that's how the beat go. Don't, batter up. It was just a dope-ass song. It just took me back, And it's just wonderful to do that, Like I said, we extract the needed tools of the past, but we don't lag. We got to focus on the present so we can be ready for that future. We can anticipate things. We can almost see the future. So hang on to joy, good music, see the gifts or gift in each other via brother, sister, children, family, significant other, whatever gift that is. But it's wonderful when it comes through music, So again, salute to the St. Lunatics, and be on the lookout for more hip hop heavy hitters. And this have been Hip Hop Heavy Hitters Part 14, and there will be more to come, because as I always say, I love hip hop. So stay great, stay strong, brothers and sisters, and family, those who listen. I appreciate you, and best way we can, especially if we in them righteous circles, and we do know someone is generous, is good within. If we truly do know this in our soul, try our best, man, not to tear each other down. And again, those who are toxic and evil, we already know what to do with them. Set them off to the side, and stick to the warriors that we're connected to via brother, sister, family, children, significant other. And when we finally do get into a circle, a stable circle, when we know that we have generals in our circle, and we are away from division and outside toxicities and evil entities and all this stuff around us that's trying to stop melanated brothers and sisters from unifying via music, speaking, whatever gift one may have. Man, try our best, brothers and sisters, the best way we can. Don't let outside events stop us from seeing the gift or gifts in each other. Salute.